Punisher Comics. Come get some.
Greetings everybody, Punisher Comics here. It's Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time to talk movies. So what movie are we talking about today? Well, it's none other than Child's Play. But at the same time, I'm going to give you a little Reader's Digest of a couple other movies that I saw that I was originally supposed to do full-fledged reviews of, but I decided to just condense them down into very quick kind of one-liner reviews. So actually, let's cover those first. So first off, Men in Black International, meh, I give it a 5. X-Men Dark Phoenix, as much as a lot of people are really dumping on that movie, it was okay. I give it a 7. And then Godzilla, King of the Monsters, oh my god. That movie, when I was watching it, every new monster, when they would focus on it, I was so giddy watching it on screen. I give that sucker a 10 out of 10. Yeah. So, there you go. 3 reviews in one. About to go into our 4th one. So, as I said, folks, today we're going to be talking about Child's Play. Now, I know this movie just came out, so a lot of you out there have not seen it yet. So, for those of you out there watching who do not want to hear anything about this movie until you see it for yourself, I highly suggest that you stop watching right now and maybe go check out one of my other movie reviews, or actually maybe go check out one of my comic book reviews. That's a little safer, less spoilery. But as I always say, for those of you out there who are not bothered by spoilers and whatnot, be my guest and continue watching. So, as always, I'm going to give you guys the plot of the movie first, then we're going to dive into my review. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is the plot to Child's Play, the new Child's Play, that is. Let me just get my notes here. Open this up. Alright, so a lonely boy is given a high-tech buddy doll for his birthday by his busy single mother. However, the doll, named Chucky, voiced by, are you ready for this? Mark freaking Hamill, Luke Skywalker, soon proves to be a little defective in more ways than one. Here's my review. So for starters, it's always tricky when beloved movies from your childhood get remade. Thank God Back to the Future still hasn't been touched. They're going after Ghostbusters, but I'm a little okay with it. But that's for a whole other video. So, when I was growing up, the Child's Play films were like kind of sacred. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's a lot of you out there agreeing with that statement right now. I mean, they were scary movies we all used to watch at sleepovers, and they were naughty and dangerous. I mean, yeah, don't with Chuck. And our parents forbid us from watching them. But hey, video stores and sympathetic teen clerks were a thing back then. So, what could they do? Now, while the common wisdom is that the original is always better, a point driven home by vastly inferior remakes like A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Hitcher, and Poltergeist, Child's Play is a slicker, more creative reboot than most of the ones we've seen in the last few years. by smartly reimagining the scenario in a way that totally differentiates it from the still-going Don Mancini series. This Child's Play has a good shot at scaring a whole new generation of kids, and it's far better than any of us expected, or heck, maybe even wanted it to be. Now, instead of a serial killer possessing a doll, here the buddy doll, which is wired into all your into all your smart devices by its monolithic manufacturer, is deliberately programmed to be evil by a pissed off sweatshop worker. And it's arguably an even sillier premise than a killer using a magic medallion to transfer his mind into a doll, but it more or less works. So tonally, the director, Lars Klevberg, seems to be trying to strike a balance that's halfway between the harsh original film and the campier sequels. For me, Bride of Chucky is the best of both worlds. And I gotta say, it works fairly well. Now, while it's a little slow going at first, despite only, running 88 minutes, once the carnage really kicks in, you have to admire it for how balls to the wall R-rated it gets. You see heads get run over by lawnmowers, body parts removed by table saws, and much, much more. And at one point, they even show a clip of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 on TV, with that being the kind of, grandiose vibe they're going for. Now, when the movie sticks to gore, it's just great. However, it suffers when they get into the non-horror stuff. Now, while Gabriel Bateman's Andy is given some personality here, his mom, played by Aubrey Plaza, is as stock as they come. I mean, this is a surprisingly thin role for her, making me wonder why they bothered casting her if they weren't really going to, give her anything to do. Just throwing that out there. And the same goes for Brian Tyree Henry as the friendly cop next door. I mean, this guy is an amazing actor. But like Plaza, it's a pretty run-of-the-mill part. Here, it's really Andy and Chucky that are pretty much the show. So, and if the movie has any major hurdles to overcome, it's the fact that Brad Dourif was so iconic as Chucky. I mean, come on. And if you're going to replace him with anyone, I gotta say, going with Mark Hamill is pretty genius, actually. I know, you were probably expecting me to say something like, oh, what a terrible idea. But no. I mean, not only is he an icon, but his voice acting has always been amazing. I mean, to some, he's the most iconic Joker ever off Batman the Animated Series. But, he's both funny and oddly sympathetic as the new Chucky. Here the doll isn't evil, he's just being badly programmed. I mean, he only wants to be Andy's pal, And don't be surprised if you wind up feeling a little bad for him by the time the credits roll. I mean, my only issue with this new Chucky is that the new doll effect didn't really work for me. I mean, he seemed a lot more lifelike in the older movies, which is odd, as you'd think with today's technology, he would have looked amazing. not quite. Now, while Child's Play is fairly flawed due to some stock characters and a serious waste of some great actors, there are moments when this reboot is truly inspired, especially during the crazy-ass finale. Oh my god. And no, I'm not spoiling it for you. And while it's unlikely to win over diehards, if you can put aside your love for the original films, which I did, and see it as its own thing, then this Child's Play is a pretty fun little horror flick. Now, all in all, I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. It's nowhere in that area, but I give it a modest 6 out of 10. If you enjoy some good gore, Mark Hamill, and Chucky in general, go see it. It's a fun weekend flick. But if you're easily queasy at a lot of like gore in that, while watching, stay away from the popcorn. That's all I gotta say about that. And after that, folks, that brings us to the end of another awesome Punisher Comics movie review. If you enjoyed this video, which I hope you did, give her a thumbs up. If you didn't, give her a thumbs down. And if you enjoy movie reviews like this one, well, be my guest and take a look at some of the other movie reviews I have floating around here on the channel. Also, while taking a look around, make sure to comment on any video you like, as I love reading them as well as answering them. And also, while looking around, make sure to like or dislike any video you watch. Yes, I did say dislike, because let's face it, folks, no one's perfect, right? And then, when all is said and done, before leaving, make sure to click that subscribe button. Alrighty? So that's it for me. As for movies coming up that I plan on reviewing, I've pretty much covered everything I've wanted to review in this last little while. I've done Toy Story 4. I gave very brief reviews of Godzilla, Avengers Endgame, Dark Phoenix, whatnot. So, yeah, I really don't know what I'm going to be reviewing next. Well, actually, now that I think of it, I saw a trailer on Facebook. There's this zombie movie with Bill Murray and Adam Driver, and I think Chloe Sevigny is her name. And I mean, the trailer looks freaking hilarious. I mean, Iggy Pop plays a freaking zombie in this movie. So I'm gonna try and find this movie, give it a watch, and if I could find it, I'll probably review that next for you guys. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Oh, what the hell is it called? I think it's The Dead Don't Die or something. Anyway, I'm going to try and find a copy of it, and if I can, I'll watch it, and that'll probably be what I review for you guys next. Alrighty? Anyway, folks, I've talked enough today, so till next time, I'm Punisher Comics, and I am out.